Hello and welcome to Rule of Thirds, a conversation about art, design and culture with your hosts
Burns,
Mike
and Jude.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod. Don't be shy to say hi. Alright, now to the episode. At a time where more people struggle with being too politically correct, is there a way for creators and artists to create safe spaces and conversations through their work for learning and understanding?
Yo, Sway, drop me a little beat in that. Get me.
Round one.
So what are your thoughts, guys, behind Drake and Kanye? Oh, you're rapping, sorry.
You see, Drake and Kanye, they ain't best of friends right now. Right now, they're beefing. Right now, they're teething.
Woo!
That's a mad thing. Hey, yo, Sway, I don't want to give him too much fire, man.
Oh! Come on! That's what I'm talking about. That's what bars.
Come on, man.
That's what you call mother bars.
Hey, now for real.
That's
I'm done.
wow.
All right, we're inside.
We're live.
How's everybody?
We're live, man. We're
Great.
good, man.
Michael, don't give me that. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't
You know,
know.
you're
That was very
like,
sarcastic,
like
man.
I'm disgusted.
Nah, we're all happy to be here, you know. Once again.
I don't believe you.
No?
I don't believe you.
Oh. All right. Well, I was telling the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was your week?
Guys, socializing, yeah.
Oh.
What kind of experience did you have?
Yeah, the way he said, no,
Is it-
bro, are you alright?
Yo,
There are some people, like, would you guys class yourselves as introverts or extroverts
I'm
or
in the middle.
ambiverts?
They call it ambivert. Yeah.
Eh?
Ambivert.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm learning
So,
since. Yeah, I'm learning since.
You?
What? As in like introvert. I have my days.
Yeah, you're ambivert. I feel like in
As an ambivert still.
you know, you are.
Just learned that
Jude is
today.
definitely ambivert. Yeah.
I knew that. I knew that. Yeah, I'm ambivert.
Ambivert as well.
Yeah,
We're
definitely.
all ambiverts.
Yeah, because some days I'm like, don't talk to me.
Wait, so is that what's happening? Is that what happened to you?
No, I feel like I just like met up with a lot of friends, chilled,
Yeah.
motives, all that stuff. And now I'm just like, I
Guys.
don't want to see anybody in September.
I hear that.
Wait, you don't want to see anybody?
I mean, I'm going to see you guys in September, but I just,
I don't know.
The thing-
Maybe that's why he's giving me. Okay.
that's why I'm so unhappy to see all of you and be on this podcast. No, it's all love. It's all
Well, anyway, on a lighter note, Burns, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great, mate. Can't lie.
Contrast.
Went to the West Ham game yesterday.
love. Oh,
Fantastic. We won 4-1 against Leicester, my old city.
la la la.
That's a la la la.
la.
But no, I'm feeling good, man.
Yeah?
Feeling good. Look, what else can I say?
How was the atmosphere in the stadium?
Yeah, how's it feel to be back
What's
outside?
that like?
Felt surreal. It was nice. Yeah, I couldn't complain. Like,
Were you hugging people?
Huh?
Were you hugging people?
I
Is that COVID safe?
Mm.
You putting us at risk?
can't disclose.
What do you mean you can't
Is
disclose?
it-
what
You
happened?
just
Is
snitch on
it-
yourself. The moment I can't disclose, that means something happened.
So you're hugging strangers. Interesting. That's fine.
But let's just say,
Not very considerate.
We celebrated.
Mm.
We celebrated very well.
That's
Yeah, man.
Typical men. What excuses this? Let's just say.
We are celebrated.
Man, the way he said, let's just say. We celebrated. You know.
Whatever does that mean?
You get me? But yeah, man. Other than that, like, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. What about you? What you saying?
Me, I'm calm, man. I don't know. This week is. I think I'm just excited for the weekend. So
What you doing this weekend?
Yam Carnival. Is it Yam
Oh,
Carnival
yeah.
or Yam Festival? I keep getting it confused. Because it's not a carnival.
It's a carnival.
Fest-
They brand it as a carnival.
It's an actual festival.
Because
Like,
it's kind of rude. How are you going to call it a
back
carnival? It's
home,
not a
back
carnival.
home
But
it's a festival.
I generally feel like maybe they're doing it as like an African alternative to
I get that.
to yeah,
Yeah.
to the
to
Caribbean,
actual
Notting
carnival.
Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's when I originally first heard about it. That's what I thought it was.
So that's why they put yam, because Africans.
But then yam
that,
is not for just. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like it. I like
the
the
lineup itself though is very. I mean,
Afro.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. But you'll enjoy it, man. If I had known earlier, I probably would have gone. To be fair, but wait, did you get tickets for WizKid?
Oh, I will be getting tickets on the 2nd of September.
You won't. It's all gone.
I will
I'm kidding.
be getting tickets on the 2nd of September.
Is he gonna sell that out though?
I
feel
don't.
like this one
that's
might
not
be, so.
any of my
Actually,
business. I will be getting those tickets on the 2nd
I
of
heard there's
September.
25,000 people on the waiting list.
Huh?
To be fair, the queue, like, I had multiple devices on the first, as in.
Oh,
not,
yeah, the one.
no,
Look at that. I know Baraz.
shut up your mouth.
I know Baraz.
Anyways, on day 3,
Yeah.
because some of us tried, it literally went from like number like 1,000 on one device, 5,000 on the other, 12,000 on one, and then like 20 something on the other. So I was like, wow, there's actually a lot of people that want to see
There is a lot of people.
WizKid, which is amazing for him because
It's an international album. Like it's beyond like the diaspora. It's actually like legit. Everyone wants to come see it.
Which I found it very strange. I never knew that Nigeria never had like any charting music like that high. Like when it, because now it's what, top 20.
The Banj maybe was probably was he?
Apparently he wasn't even. He
Oh,
didn't even get to that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like
the market was still like,
WizKid is the highest chart in Nigeria now.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's
it
crazy
makes
to think
sense.
about.
But
It
he's
makes
putting the
sense.
work from early.
True, but like you would
But I
think,
thought- but I could say-
there'd be someone.
You could say they all have.
Like who?
So. Okay. Wait. Because I feel like all of them, like from your P squareds to your.
But them man were for the African demographic.
No, but like
they could not.
They've
touch Europe.
even they've collaborated with Akon and with Rick Ross, and the collaborations have actually banged. So that's why I'm like
I hear you.
they've done their thing, but then I guess at the time as well it was a completely different landscape. Like now even with, if you think about us and our relationship to music from, you know, continent of Africa, like how much were we really listening to before from like current artists?
I was
at the time.
I won't lie to you.
Okay.
I feel like
R2Bs, for example.
yeah.
Okay, no.
RTB,
you're right,
even
you're right.
Sarkodie,
Yeah,
you're right.
No, as in,
Sakadori.
I've been
you know.
Sakadori.
Yeah.
I've been listening to like more Ghanaian artists, to be fair. I would say. I mean, yeah, I've been never. It's not been a new thing for me. I would say at this point it's more mainstream now. But yeah,
It was always like balance between like listening to like Americans. It was either Americans or Ghanaians. The UK, that was where I was struggling.
Right.
Like it was very hard for me to get into the UK acts. Like when Mr.
Okay,
Silver, Kwam's
Okay.
the
I
Flavor.
like that stage.
I couldn't get into it. It took me a long time to get into
Is it
that.
because you're more used to the Ghanaian sound?
So
Like the actual like.
okay, this is like it's my personal bias. But
Alright.
I hate when people speak Tree, but they don't speak it well. So it puts me off.
Oh no.
So like,
But I
they'll be
swear,
like,
them man are like.
but they weren't. The accent was weird, and I know that it's a bad thing to like do because it's like kind of like, oh yeah, you can't. The accent
So
is
you're
weird.
trying to
They're
say
like
they-
kutusa. I'm like, what the hell? What is kutusa?
Good.
Yeah, and it's like they used to like
Yeah.
round it off, and it's like, for me it just sounded weird because it's like you're in the UK, like you can do Afrobeats but just speak English. But I understood what they were trying to do. That bridge, which is kind of like
That bridge was
necessary,
necessary.
you know. Yeah,
It's taken the industry much further.
yeah. But yeah, I just found like that was why it was always weird. But like in terms of listening to music, I feel like you are right though. In like people
I guess
have been doing the
generally,
work. People
like,
have been
not
doing the
everyone
work.
was really like engaging with Afrobeats the way that they do now. Like there are some people that solely listen to like Afrobeats, Afrobeat, Afropop.
Yep.
I'm trying to include all the other ones because I know there's loads of different
Swing,
genres and
Afro
I
swing,
do not know all of them.
Afro swank. There is what's the name? What's the one that what's the Jiggy Boys guy? What is it?
Killer Goods.
Yeah, he calls it something.
I really enjoy
Killer
it.
Goods. Because it
Yeah,
what?
he calls it Afro something.
His
else.
music.
There's Afro fusion as well.
hmm So all of that, there's some people that solely listen to that now,
Anything
whereas
that's
like
Afro, yeah.
before it was like maybe half and half or like things that your parents would play.
Yeah.
Or like High Life. So that's why I feel like the appetite, surprisingly in America, to be fair, I feel like probably because a lot
America's
of
always
African
late.
Americans and their relationship with like African things.
Yeah. They're always late, but they always act like they heard it first.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I never understood that.
I mean, it's main character
For the whole country, right?
It is.
I think so. 'cause-
Them man legit feel like they run. And to our American listeners, this is how we feel in the UK. But
It's all love there.
yeah, it's all love. But yeah, legit, I feel like.
There's grace.
But I understand because even growing up, I mean, all I watched was American TV. Well, no, not all I watched. I'll say 60%.
Like that was what you were excited to see. Like I was excited to even like kidhood and then things. I wasn't excited.
I was excited.
I was not excited.
I feel like
I was Tracy Beaker kind of.
No, I'm not gonna. At the time, it was like, oh my gosh, like this is reality. You know,
whoa, reality.
For
The end, no, not that storyline.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily my direct reality, but it's something that I was like, we were all familiar with.
We were definitely seeing this stuff around.
So like seeing that on TV was like, I remember like when it first came on like Channel 4 or something, I was like, whoa, like this is.
They allow this.
This mad.
Even things like Youngers and stuff like these shows.
Youngers was sick because why I love Youngers was because it wasn't trying to do this whole. Roadman. It was a nice between. One of them was kind of on road, but he was trying to do the music thing. Like that, I loved. Like till now, I still tell people like that is one of my like favorite. People say it's trash.
People say it's trash.
People say it's trash.
It's not trash. Man.
They're like, yeah, it's corny. If you watch,
what's the guy? Is it called?
I feel like I get. I get why people would say that. But I don't agree.
It wasn't trash, man.
I think it's because like it's more about like light-hearted. Oh, Misfits was.
Never watched it.
And everyone had to die.
Never watched it.
No, look.
No, you missed out.
So Misfits, Utopia, Youngers, these shows,
they're all on the same channel.
It's basically Channel 4.
And it's always Channel 4. It's always Channel 4. I don't know what shows they had, but they had the shows for time.
Yeah. Now it's BBC 3 these days.
BBC.
I mean, until they took them online, which is kind of peak.
You never know what can happen. We can have it do. Yo, BBC, shout us.
I mean, I don't watch BBC like that.
I love the BBC.
Or live TV like that, to be fair.
I watch live TV every day.
I'm not gonna lie, because TV license. But
Michael doesn't watch TV.
I
he
don't
doesn't
watch
have a TV
TV
license.
like that. But from like what I have heard, or like when I go to friends' houses and like they might have it on TV and I watch it there. Like it's actually like pretty impressive. Yeah. Or even on streaming platforms, things like I never knew Fleabag was like a BBC thing.
Yeah.
That is
intense,
mad, but so funny, but inappropriate, but so funny. But I was like, wow, this is a BBC like show. I'm very impressed because I feel like sometimes like
you wouldn't expect it from the way their lineage is. Yeah,
very. But yeah. Oh, shout out to I can't remember the director and writer, but Dreaming Whilst Black. That was amazing.
What happened to did that actually get like the sign off? Because after that pilot right here, not.
It could be that it's in like
in works,
back and forth.
Oh, soon.
Yeah,
I really hope that takes off because
that was so interesting.
That was so good. Shout out a friend's house as well.
Yeah, a friend's house. This friend is very close to my. Anyway,
great friends.
No, but I hope they pick it up. I feel like sometimes
they've got to.
Yeah, we just like for me, that's one thing that I used to get like struggle with. That's the whole UK. Like I feel like sometimes they were trying to always put people in a very one-dimensional way. Like, oh, you need to see it like this. This is what it is. But not to say that it's irrelevant, but it's definitely one of those things where it's like it just felt like if you weren't part of that, then your reality was
in question.
Yeah, like are you really from the Are you really from UK if you are not from the ends? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was.
It was. It's true. Being a black person, like you almost don't. It's weird. You don't get rated. Don't know where that rating comes from.
Yeah,
but you don't get rated if you're not from the end.
Yeah, it's like, yo, where you from?
Yeah,
I'm from here. It's like, where's that?
Oh, the minute it's one postcode out of London, it's like, I don't know about that.
You're not really about it.
And I think my mentality changed here. I think in year 11 where I was like, brother, I do not want to be part of these ends. It ain't gonna do nothing for me.
Fighting over postcodes.
I need to get out of the hood.
No, bro. That's how I went to sixth form in Essex. Cause I was like, that was my main motivation. Cause I was like,
you don't
more
want to
time. Not even to be rude, but I think it's just more like the mentality sometimes, and that mentality. Now I've seen the fruits of it till today. Where it's like, there's some men that are still living like how they were living when I left year 11, and that's like, yo.
It's like you're big age.
And
it's hard though. It's hard.
No, it's crazy because obviously people don't get the privilege to do that. Obviously, I had the privilege to escape that, but it's like, still, man, it's not. Yeah.
like I guess you realize that there's a lot more to
So much more, man. Can't be.
than-
Do you know what I mean? Man wanna have a successful life and they think trapping the ends is gonna make that happen.
But that's the thing. They're not exposed to different ways
They're
of
not-
life.
Exactly.
And I was, because I had good sort of role
You know
models
what I'm
and
saying?
support. Do you know what I
'Cause
mean?
I reckon if people were exposed to like
100%.
different things like ballet
Oh yeah.
and chess and all these
But then
different
And there
those
weren't like
things
things
like ballet and
stigmas
chess.
attached to it as well. Like
Ballet and chess is seen as like, moist.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you know
But
what I mean?
the only reason why that happens is because one, the elders aren't on it like that.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
the people that you look at like to that are quote unquote cool
Mm-hmm.
aren't on that, and it's not normalized. So it's like if
Yeah.
out of your whole ends everybody's on chefing and then just you doing ballet on Saturday,
Yeah.
you're the weird one out.
Oh, of
like,
course.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's like no one wants to be everybody wants to follow suit. Everybody wants to be.
The bad.
You want to be part of the. You don't want to be left out, because if you're left out, then it's long for you.
Exactly. Exactly. And to do that solo as well. Imagine like imagine you're in a group of your friends, yeah. Or you like I don't
What
know.
you do on the weekend?
They see like tights in your bag.
Yeah,
Like
and it's pink.
ballet tights and it's pink and they're like,
Like,
what the
bro.
flip is this? Like
Explain.
again.
And you know, back in those days, it's not as like now. Man, them will call you. They'll cancel you for that. We'll spoke about
Yep,
that.
yep, yep.
But like back in those
then,
days, yeah.
hey, it's like 20
You will get every word.
pre 2012 Twitter day
Ooh.
energy
You'll get
where
every word
you'll
in
be
the dictionary.
finished.
Ooh.
Yep.
So there is some benefits to today to some extent, but at the same time,
Yeah, 100%.
like back then, I enjoyed it. I still enjoy those days.
Hey, wait,
No.
what part?
I think
Better
I think
specify.
just
Clarify.
I think just no, like in terms of like like being part of the ends and stuff.
Yeah,
I think that was fun.
it's a brotherhood kind of
even
like
like
It's
you know,
like what you were saying earlier, I guess.
Like-
About Amanda.
yeah, the man
Yeah.
them, yeah, like you're part of something.
yeah, like even
Yeah.
this week,
Yeah.
like we've seen this trend of like the crate challenge, for example.
That
Like,
is the stupidest.
that's
Please,
the
hey,
end.
So
No one-
I'm
it's done
like,
though,
it's
it's done.
so funny.
no one brings it to the
so
UK.
funny.
No one brings it to
But
the
someone,
UK.
someone,
like-
someone will. You know,
No,
someone
they
will.
brought it already. Like
Oh, so
I saw a
someone-
video on my way here. Someone was like, imagine you're using like Uncle John's like bakery, like
Uncle John's, you know?
Yeah,
like
they
stack.
can't do that, fam.
No, there was an auntie literally like
Auntie
walking
as
on
well?
it. Just the trip and the face plant into the box. Yeah,
Oh.
Listen, someone tweeted something. They said something like how as a and like they're ready to build these crates and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like we need to be building our communities rather we're here building these crates.
yeah.
Past the four.
Past the four. It's like why do you love to see the downfall of other? I was like, oh my god.
I'm Dr. Umar thing, fam.
Yeah.
Yo, protecting
Hey.
man, Kings.
No, someone was saying here that this is why women live longer. I can't lie. It was
word.
making sense because I was like,
yeah.
because one, I've only seen like 2 women do it, and they got on and off
yeah.
successfully.
Yeah.
So
Some
it's
with
like,
heels as well.
yeah.
Looking like
But
that.
the man
meme.
that were just dropping left, right, center. I
No,
was like,
but the way man them were dropping was serious.
So
fuck, people were
funny.
doing like they're just dropping like banana,
so funny.
folding like chairs.
Nah, looking like something out of GTA.
Yeah. Everybody was bare. Oh no.
No, that GT example was so accurate, man.
Because when they drop, their body just it just folds like.
Even the response, like you see where like people fall, yeah, they do that little
Yeah.
hop, skip, and run.
Yeah. Once they do that, yeah, you're
No,
gone.
I was like, you're in pain, but you're just trying to fuck with me, like, oh,
I can make it. I can make it. Nope.
nah.
Thank you for supporting us by listening. Be sure to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag Rule of Thirds Pod. Enjoy the rest of the conversation. I was watching an interview yesterday, but I watched another one today, which was kind of like continuation of it. It was Lil Boosie, the chaotic man that he is, and he was basically in defense of like the LGBTQ community. Sorry, not in defense.
I was about to say,
Sorry.
I beg your pardon.
Sorry.
In defense.
No, he was sorry. He was talking against.
He's always coming
Yeah,
for
yeah.
someone.
So he was coming against the LGBTQ community
Okay.
and saying how
Did he get cancelled?
So that's the interesting
Lil
conversation.
Boosie's
Or
really
are
been
people
like,
used to his nonsense?
So basically, there was a trans lady who was in there. Her name is Flame Monroe.
The comedian.
The comedian, yeah.
Her thing on Netflix was
She's hilarious.
so funny.
So basically, yeah. So she's a massive fan of Boosie as well. So they had like a little, So they had like a little moment where like they took picture, blah blah.
Okay.
But obviously, knowing Boosie's standpoint, not necessarily on trans women, because he even said he's been in prison. He's seen the whole spectrum.
Yeah.
That nothing really like nothing catches him by surprise.
Yeah.
What he was saying was that he just doesn't feel like they should be given a platform. But then Charlemagne's point, as problematic as he can be, but he was saying that straight people have been given a platform to express themselves.
Everyone deserves a platform.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the interesting thing that Flame Monroe was saying is that everybody has an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you don't have to take that opinion into actions per se.
Right.
But you have to respect an opinion.
Okay.
You can say, okay, you believe in that, that's cool. I believe in this. I don't have to convince you. It's your opinion. Do what you want with it. I will say my opinion. If you go outside of this and then you decide that opinion triggers you in some way or makes you rethink blah, 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 then that's on you, innit? But then if you feel like that's your opinion, you're going to stand by it, then that doesn't mean I have to go out of my way to hate you. Which is quite interesting because it's like sometimes I feel like when we're having discussions, we always have to be like, I'm on this side. And if you're not on this side, then you have to burn.
But that's so even going back to how it was back in the day, I feel like people could have the discussions and it wouldn't be like you're cancelled. Just be like,
in the end, I feel what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? It would be like a thing of like, okay, fair enough. Like I remember there
that's
was,
you, innit?
Yeah, like in school, like I wasn't saved at that time, but I remember there was one brother used to have a Bible all the time with him in school.
In school?
That sounds so hilarious already.
No, like it reminds you. It gave me like a
English book. Open the book and he's like, open the Bible like John 16.
bro, but like legit, yeah, man will go around the playground with the Bible and literally be preaching the gospel.
That's
and stuff,
so wild.
And we had Muslims, we had Hindus, we had Buddhists, we had everything. But it was like no one felt some type of way where it was like, don't speak to me about this.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? Now it's like, I want to speak to you about the Bible. It's like, whoa there, buddy.
Yeah, don't like.
Don't
push your like
impose this
belief
onto me.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
that's actually interesting.
That's so wild because like similar to you because there was a time I went to school in like East as well in Stratford and literally it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So and I remember the conversations that we had about like not only culture but obviously like religion and stuff as well. So many different things and even at that age, even though we may not have been like the most clued up on stuff because obviously we were like 10 and younger, like the way we handled like our differences or like the conversations or our understanding why you don't say certain things or why you do say certain things or even if there was disagreements, it was like, okay, well, you know, it is what it is kind of thing. It's cool.
Yeah, you're right.
Like no bad blood or like, you know, sometimes if there was, you know, might be a mad disagreement and you're like, you know what, we'll just kind of be civil. Whereas like, whereas now it's very much like, a lot of people trying to, I guess, like convince
this sounds so crazy.
or...
But back in the day, man, them used to play football games and they'll do like Muslims versus Christians.
Oh yeah.
And they'll do like blacks versus whites. It sounds crazy.
But at the same time, it wasn't a big deal.
No one felt offended.
No,
that's,
you're
do you know how weird that is?
You're right. It's just like,
oh my god, that's
like,
weird.
This is
it's like this today.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Nah, because you know what is funny? Yeah, I remember like we did one. It was black versus white, and another time we did girls versus boys.
Yeah.
And obviously the strength difference is like the
different.
man them and man them. The girls are girls, but
it still happened.
Yeah. No qualms.
Yeah.
We enjoyed ourselves.
Yo, you just
unlocked
actually kind of like unlocked that memory in my head from. I totally suppressed that.
That's
Bro,
so
it's
mad.
crazy. It's crazy.
It was like bliss. Like just we were literally just being like kids, just being kids.
Boxing matches. It was the blacks versus the whites. And after school, like I never got involved, but I remember designing one of the posters. So like because the school and we have like a massive park that the park extends into like the forest area.
Right.
So after school times, it would be like, oh, okay, like the blacks were literally like only like.
I was gonna say how many of
we weren't many.
There, please?
There weren't many, but the thing is that the stereotype was black men are stronger. So it was like, the blacks versus like the strongest white. Let's go.
Oh wow, okay.
And we used to do this. I was thinking like, that is so weird because that will never run now.
At all.
You get excluded.
At all.
So you could get excluded back then, but it wasn't like.
No, if they ever found you're
out.
You're out.
No, I actually can't believe this. Yo.
But at the same time, it wasn't like malicious or anything.
It wasn't. But that's weird.
There was like some ignorance. Like some people may make certain comments and stuff, but it wasn't even like I'm offended or I'm upset.
Yeah.
Sometimes because we knew like it was all cool.
Yeah, we knew like it was all,
calm.
like this is the moment where right now we're doing this.
Yeah.
When we leave here, this ends here.
Yeah.
You can't take this
There
joke
were
to
some
classrooms.
aspects of secondary school that was very disgusting though. In terms
Yeah,
of,
no,
like,
very disgusting and problematic.
colorism, for example.
Oh yeah.
Like the lighties and your dark skin. They used to use that word blick.
Ooh.
Oy.
I used to get that all the time, bro. And it's mad, yeah, because that's
Mm.
one part I didn't like. That was very toxic.
See, secondary school is sweet unless it's against you.
Yeah, yeah.
Secondary school is sweet
That's a
unless
fact.
it's against you.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, the reason why I was saying that whole thing is because I was thinking about the whole just artists in general, how they create stuff. And most of them come from a set of beliefs.
Yeah.
They're very strict with it. They're like, okay, this is what I believe and this is what I put out. And some people don't agree. But do you feel like as creators, we would benefit from using our art to create dialogue that isn't quote unquote leading to cancel culture? So we can have a conversation about something risque or something that we don't necessarily understand, but it's a perspective of something. Because the thing is, no one knows everything about anything.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for example, I could be a black man in the UK, but I don't know how it feels to be a black man in America or a black man in Africa right now, and so on and so forth. So me expressing my perspective surely should expand that conversation on how people see things and blah blah blah. But I feel like right now, because of cancel culture and how people receive things, like a lot of people are very what's the word? They're ready to react to things that people say, like automatically.
Ready to rumble.
They're not even willing to have a conversation. They would rather it's almost like when the man them sometimes don't want to argue with their girl because they know that the argument is going to long it out. So they just be like, look, it's cool.
Just cool off,
You know what I'm saying? It's one of them when situations now where it's like people don't want to have it at all. But do you feel like that would benefit the arts?
I think it would, but I guess like you said, like we're in a culture now where we're really scared of making the wrong move. So we're scared about previous tweets or messages or things that we've shared in the past. We're scared about stepping on the wrong person's toes, or we're scared of like maybe calling somebody by that, a wrong pronoun, for example. And I think sometimes like we can get so caught up in like overthinking it that we're just like, okay, let's just like stray away from it
Don't even
because
touch it. Yeah.
it's not like a quote unquote safe area to kind of like tread on. Like I've been thinking a lot about this with like faith and stuff, and like certain things that I feel like at times as Christians like we can avoid because it seems like it's too much of a difficult area, or it's a grey area and stuff like that. And I've been talking to friends about it as well on like a plethora of like subject matter, and we've all kind of said like, well, maybe it would probably be better for us to find a way to have certain discussions just so that we can not just practice, like, because it's not a thing to just practice, because these are important things that we need to discuss, but like almost like if we
I
fail,
hear what you mean by practice though.
Yeah, like almost like fail forward, or just get used to the fact that okay, we can have these conversations. Like even something as small as like not small because it's a big thing within like the faith, like sex and conversations on sex, and you can see how people avoiding that, speaking about that area for so long has so many problems, so many like mindsets and cultural issues around it as well. But if we actually just stepped into that more, could have probably saved us a lot of certain things even till today.
Definitely.
And even when you were mentioning like using art as a way to like bridge the gap. I was just checking because I listened to a podcast, I think it was either on Vox Conversations or Vox Explained, where there was this Muslim filmmaker called Dia Khan. And so she's like very big on like, she's an activist as well as a filmmaker. So she's really big on like equality and like talking about racism as well as like Islamophobia and stuff as well. And she was, I can't remember how she stumbled on the topic of like white supremacists. But obviously as like a Muslim woman, she's experienced like her share of like hate comments and like really disgusting things have been said to her basically. So she was like, I really want to know and understand why people think this about people like myself, or where this kind of comes from. So I think she either was on Reddit or like certain chat rooms, and she reached out to like leaders of like white supremacist organizations and like chapters, and she actually like said, okay, cool, meet me at this place, and if you'd be down for it, let's have a conversation. She was going to film it, but she was like, I really would just like to understand and stuff. And like she said, like during the podcast, she probably didn't realize that, the danger that she kind of put herself at, because you can't be telling, imagine a white supremacist is like, meet me at this motel and you get there and you're just chilling in the room. I'm waiting for this person could have come with guards. This person could have come with the squad. Like
I can't lie.
Rolled up 10 deep.
You know?
Yeah.
I am not fucking.
You know?
Usually, like I had a public place with like a coffee.
No,
I
bro.
said
Motel.
Yeah, that's wild.
Nah, man.
Not even hotel. Motel.
Yeah. That's where you get killed.
Yeah.
A motel, not even a hotel.
You know those dingy, dark lit.
You know, there's no security cameras in that place.
I mean, documentary wise, it probably banged for the aesthetics, but like that's your safety.
Can't risk your life over
That's your
No, it's not worth
safety.
it. It's not
But
worth
yeah,
it,
she
man.
said like she got there, set up and everything, and like surprisingly, like she was a bit like worried because she was thinking, oh crap, like I've really put myself in a situation where I could possibly be in danger.
Yeah.
And she was surprised because like the guy actually came and they had a conversation. And apparently, yes, I think she put it in like festivals like the film and stuff.
Yeah.
So she speaks with quite a few white supremacists, people from different like organizations, again, like I said, and she just gets to talking to them about how they actually got to where they were.
Yeah.
How did they get involved with these chapters? How did they learn certain things? Or like, what do they think about the comments? And she would read these comments out, and apparently she said like you can actually like visibly see that they're uncomfortable by the things that people have said about this woman. And cut long story short, like she said that one of the men that she spoke to watched it back, and he was the type of person that was like, I Muslims are this, Muslims are that.
Yeah.
And when she asked him like, have you actually ever interacted with a Muslim person, he was like, oh no. So she was like, oh, so is it a learned thing? She was like, yeah, from their parents and people around. And the guy actually watched the film back, and I think he said he spoke to a Muslim person for the first time, and I think he removed himself from the organization, and that was like a drastic change. I think he might have even gone into a black church as well. Might be the same guy or different guy. And he was almost like the way that the church embraced him when he visibly showed up and even went up to say, I am a white supremacist, this is what I am, this is what I'm about. And he said he just couldn't fathom like, wow, the response in love, this does not make sense. And that kind of helped him to like,
that's beautiful, man,
learn through things. But then she did say like, he made a certain comment like, but those Jews, I wouldn't trust them, kind of thing. So it was almost like she was like, okay, maybe he would have to have a conversation with a Jewish person. So even though not, because I know a lot of people will probably hear this and be like, why the heck do I have to educate or talk to people from the other side of things? But I think that podcast episode for me reminded me about the importance of like empathy, and I know that's something that a lot of people may not be willing to give during these times just because it's very sensitive, especially in regards to like race relations and draining. But I do think that art and like certain things can definitely be that bridge, but it's whether or not like people are willing to take that risk, because at the end of the day it's risky. It's not necessarily going to work.
I think even to clarify as well, this art is not necessarily just making a poster. Like being a creative is more than just, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's actually maybe creating that space or maybe creating a sort of device or something that basically allows people to have these further conversations. So for example,
facilitating.
A documentary, for example, could be a way. So someone see a documentary like, actually, wait, I never thought about it this way. Like I was even watching Unorthodox. Some series on Netflix.
Okay,
where this unorthodox Jewish girl basically runs away from marriage.
It's mad.
Do you know what I mean? And like, for me, for example, that even taught me a lot about like what people may go through. And obviously, I won't use that as my only sort of understanding of the unorthodox Jewish. Like, but it shows me an aspect,
a viewpoint. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think even things like with like Jordan Peele with the films that he's done and stuff, like it showed you sort of different perspectives. So I think all of these are almost like it's like a jigsaw. Do you know what I mean? Everyone puts the different pieces together and you build up like one full picture.
I think that's the thing. A lot of people think that is very one-sided. Like, I know that obviously we look at people who are bigoted in general and just be like, okay, this person is a racist, this person is this. But I guess sometimes I know this is, it's also insensitive to people who have actually been, let's say, maybe like victims or like, of these same people, but at the end of the day, so like for me, it's a strange idea to think that this person is now has elevated away from humanity and now it's something else.
Yeah.
It's like, at what point does that change, and how can we help to prevent the next generation or the next group of people from getting to that point? Because like I know for a fact that racism is never going to end. People being homophobia and all these things are not going to end.
Not in this world.
You know what I'm saying? But how can we create a space where people can have these conversations and make it safer to understand like the signs, or like what leads to someone becoming, you know, like how, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who just sits at home and suddenly like, you know what? I really hate black people, you know? Like, out of nowhere. Like, there has to be a series of decisions and like ideas.
News outlets do that as well. I mean, the news outlets, I think, have had the biggest part to play. Like, for example, when I was a kid and I was watching, I won't mention the news station for particular reasons. But
I think, yeah.
Oh, shout out to the network. Anyway,
but like I watch them and I'll see what 20-something kids have been stabbed this year, and I show bare black faces.
Have you seen?
Do you know what I mean? And then for me, it makes you look immediately when I see. I'm like, yo, we're dangerous, you know. But I'm black.
No. Like, this is something that even like I think my mum and I have like journeyed through together.
Yeah.
Because I think when you grow up in a certain space, and I kind of feel like I was even fortunate to be like sheltered from things, because I definitely knew stuff was happening, especially the areas that I've lived in as well. It's mad. I'd be like, oh yeah, I grew up in Elephant and Castle. So I'm like, right, you grew up in Elephant and Castle, and I was just there like, yes, Elephant and Castle. Like,
which parts?
It's Elephant and like, there's nothing. So from my viewpoint, it's not as crazy because of what I saw, but I know that things were happening, and even parts of like when I lived in Stratford, I remember seeing someone get like rushed by like a gang and like a dog.
Hey,
and the guy literally leaped up the fence, and I remember I was walking to the shops, and I was just there like, la di da di da. Oh my god! I was just there like speed walking, like, it's none of my business. Yeah. It's none of my business. But things were happening, or like you're in the football cage, and like there's an older that's like, oh yeah, pass the ball, and everyone immediately you pass that thing. You better mind your business, as my guy's just doing. Ole to you, just spread your legs so you can just ole you.
When that's scary, when they pass back to you and they like pass it back. When they start getting you to a game, like have you got a phone?
Let
me look at my phone. Run for your life. Run for your life.
So like you see these things, and I remember like obviously there are some. You know, our parents want the best for us and stuff, right? So it's like, oh, we know that some parents wouldn't want us to get involved. So it's like, you're not like them. You're like this. Or it starts off with these small, subtle things. Or in church, it's like, oh, you're a good boy. You're not like these people on the road that do X, Y, and Z. But it's like, you then look at these people like, there's a reason why they may have like gone towards a certain, like, or maybe they didn't have opportunities, or they didn't have like the visibility of certain like other alternatives. Like that's all they know. So there's different things that may lead them that way. So like, I know that for me, because there was a time I was like, why do I feel a type of way when I see a group of black guys? That's not okay. Because again, like you said, Burns, I'm a black guy. Yeah. So what's going on here? Because the way I'm looking at them, that's the way people are looking at me.
Yeah.
So it really does. It's wild. And then I remember like walking past, or you see certain things, you're like, no, these like, sometimes they're just kids.
They really are. Like I forget how young they are. Like they're like, wait, no, these are 12-year-olds. But from when they went the night text from a distance with the hoodie,
you're now thinking, damn,
the night
the trauma starts.
Have to be on guard.
Yeah,
or like,
the trauma. You're holding your bag.
Is something gonna happen? Like, be ready. Fight or flight. And it's like, it's mad how like you said, like news or media can like indoctrinate you with so many messages about stuff. But because sometimes you may not even interact with those people, you never really know or get to see. Oh, these people are just like me.
Yep. They're cool, fam. They're actually cool.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing about it, man. Like, I remember I automatically, like, when I was on, like, maybe I was walking, I always look to the back of the bus at the top. Why? Like, why?
Oh my gosh.
And whenever I looked, always to see you, like, who's about? Do you know what I mean? I remember one time, I was with my Marge, and I was young, fam. Looked up here, one boy put his middle finger up at me,
That's so random, like.
No, but like, that's how toxic it was. I don't even know, my man.
Yeah.
He just looked at you, you look like threats.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, fam.
Just trying to think. So how do we, because I'm thinking about your question.
Yeah.
As creative people, as artists.
How do we kind of like facilitate. I think that was like where Burns was mentioning, like about facilitating spaces for. This is my not concern, but more so I feel like I want to make it a mission of mine.
Yeah.
But I know that it's not something that I can go in half-heartedly.
100%, yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, if you really want to be for a particular community, then you really have to be for a particular community. For me personally, I'm not that attached to where I grew up in this country, because I haven't been there. Like, it was very weird. I was there for a bit, then I went to university in Nottingham, then so it was like, it's just a weird. I can't be like, I know these ends.
Yeah.
But I know, for example, like church, the youth, like, they have my heart. Wherever they need, whenever, I'll drop everything and make sure that they're good. But I think that's the thing, is like, as creatives, we have to be able to. I remember, like, before I went to university, I used to ask the boys just to come to the church sides, and I'll be like, yo, you like, I just open like a software like Photoshop or like Ableton, and be like, look, just play around with it. Like, make some music. It's safe here. Like, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to be out there doing whatever they're doing. Like, you can do whatever you want here. Feel free. And I can remember like them getting excited, because like, one, most of them don't have laptops because we're really young. Like, they weren't exposed to these things. They were like, wait, what? You can make a beat right now? Yeah. And like, they were so shocked into like understanding, like, well, can I record a song? Like, can I make a song? And like, the excitement of those things, I guess, this is very narrow because it's more so about black boys, but like, the joy and excitement of being exposed to new things. I remember when I was young and being able to understand, oh, I can make this, oh, Photoshop, oh, Illustrator, oh, this and that, oh, design, and finding out. I think that's the joy that brings purpose. Is that same joy that brings purpose and excitement in a general sense, because it's like, you're walking in life, you're thinking, okay, what do I actually want to do? What mark do I want to leave? But it's like, no one wants to leave a bad mark. Everybody wants to be remembered for something good, and it's very difficult to give something you don't have. And a lot of the time, I feel like a lot of people are walking around, both male, female, non-binary, whatever, are walking around, and they don't really have. They feel like they don't have anything to offer. And that's kind of when things start to go left, like depression and so on and so forth. And I feel like sometimes as creatives, we need to be able to understand that not only can we make cool things, we have to make cool things that make sense, and also help people escape from things that
have like a sense of purpose.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it doesn't have to be like, okay, this is a cup, drink from it. But okay, cool. Let me show you how to make a cup. Then you understand that this is not just like, it's almost like that conversation of, before, like, how many people actually think about where the chicken's from before they eat it, kind of thing. It's like, okay, you're eating the chicken, but you don't think about, okay, the farmer or the person who was raising the chicken, so on and so forth. It's like, we just eat it because we know it's there. And a lot of people are like that in real life, where it's like, they just do things because it's there. They go to the ends and they do what the mandem are doing because the mandem are doing it.
Exactly.
The oldest said this, the oldest said that. But it's like, if you're exposed to more things and you are given a space to question, and I think that's going back to the first thing about whole cancelling and blah blah. If you're given a space where you can question, it allows you to learn. A lot of times people are very afraid to ask questions, then it makes it very difficult for people to learn, because they would rather go hibernate in a corner with all the people who they know think like them to prevent a conversation, because they know if they talk, they might be demonized. And like, okay, no, you're homophobic, or you're this or you're that. It's like, they're not given any space to be like, wait, why can't I say this? Or what does this mean? And why is it that when I say this to these people, they're okay with it, but when I come here, it's a different situation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if people aren't allowed. Another thing, I feel like as creators, we need to be doing that. We need to be able to be making these events and having conversation with people and giving them room. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way we can actually grow as a community.
That's facts. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to today's episode of Rule of Thirds. Feel free to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag RuleOfThirdspod. And for more from us, follow us on Instagram at RuleOfThirdspod, or our personal accounts for myself, Burns JNR,
Mike at _ man like Mike,
and Jude at Kente Kwame.
Catch you guys in the next one.